hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So before we get into today's video, just gotta say that today's video is gonna be brought to you by Beautiful Halo. And I gotta say, if you guys want to purchase some really awesome anime merchandise, everything from Boruto / Naruto to Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball, click down in the description box and use my link below in order to do so. It's also a really great way to help support the channel. As a bit of an added bonus, a lot of their anime merchandise, like you saw in the video just now, is on sale right now, and there's free worldwide shipping on anything over $29. And as a quick heads up, before you order anything, make sure you check the size chart. It's very detailed and it's going to prevent you from ordering something that might not actually fit you. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime only fans, this is a time of month where a lot of the content on the channel is gonna be spoiler heavy, so I thank you for your support. However, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you're okay with me talking about spoilers. So now that we're getting very close to the Boruto manga chapter actually being out, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I think needs to be addressed, which is the fact that Boruto Uzumaki, in the form that so many fans such as myself have dubbed as BoruShiki or BorutoShiki, the fact is that if Sasuke's Rinnegan is indeed destroyed, and if Naruto did lose the Nine Tails power, like people such as myself like to say that maybe Naruto does not have access to the full Nine Tails power, or potentially Isshiki, when he stomped Naruto out that mode only actually ends, like Kurama said, when either Naruto or the Nine Tails runs out of chakra. The fact is that if Kurama did run out of chakra in that time, which is why that mode ended, and Naruto no longer has Kurama, which I think that they're trying to kind of imply that, because you have that line where Sasuke says, like, what's the deal with that new power? And Naruto says, well, you see, and then BoruShiki attacks. If Naruto and Sasuke have been severely depowered to this extent, even if Naruto still has a small portion of the Kyuubi's power, he's been severely depowered. There's nobody that can stop BoruShiki from going on a rampage. And I want to just give you guys the scenario of why this would actually be the best thing for the series. So having Boruto in the form of BoruShiki absolutely lose it and basically pull a Gar from the early parts of Naruto, to where when Gar had the One Tails inside of him and he wasn't able to control everything and Gar was afraid to go to sleep, it changed Gar and it made Gar a very angry young man. And so when you look at Boruto, you're in a similar situation. If he gets knocked unconscious, Momoshiki takes over. If you have it to where the more that the karma seal actually progresses, Momoshiki is able to take over more and more, and Boruto's in a situation where he's not able to actually reverse that. You have the scenario of where when Momoshiki said those blue eyes of yours will take everything from you, that is a literal scenario. How dark would it be if Momoshiki takes over Boruto's body and Momoshiki ends up offing people that Boruto cares about? Obviously, you're gonna have your untouchables, so we're not gonna have a scenario to where Boruto sees Himawari and says, this is payback for what you did to me when Naruto became Hokage. That's not gonna happen. We're not gonna see Himawari's head on a spike somewhere. We're not gonna see Hinata thrown over a table somewhere because Boruto's on a rampage. We're not gonna see a scenario to where Hanabi gets decapitated. I don't think you're gonna see stuff like that. However, I do think that if you look at some of the older generation characters that Boruto's had some interactions with, I could see a scenario to where if they decide to go this route, maybe you start offing some of those characters off and you make Boruto be the one that's responsible for it. Or if Boruto has a moment where he freaks out and somebody has to actually stop him, that's a good way to actually bring in, say, a character like Rock Lee. I think that you have some opportunities here. And when you look at the fact that Ikimoto said that, hey, Kakashi is supposed to have some type of a role in the Boruto manga, we've not actually seen Kakashi show up yet. And Ikimoto flat out said Kakashi's a very popular character. You know, you have to keep in mind that Ikimoto doesn't actually do the story. And so the fact is that there was some type of plan plan put in place for the character Kakashi. So what if having Kakashi fight BoruShiki is one of the things that they have in store for it? That could be something that works, because Kakashi, even though Kakashi right now in the series is in his 50s, Kakashi, because he doesn't have the Sharingan eating away at his chakra, it's kind of the same thing like when Rock Lee took off those weights. Kakashi now has access to his full chakra reserves, and Kakashi, you can argue, is stronger than he was when he had the Sharingan. So I think that you have this possibility of where when BoruShiki goes on that rampage, it forces Naruto into a very, very uncomfortable position. Does he actually have the balls to actually stop his son? That's the question right there. That's the $1 million question. Does he have the balls to have somebody go out there and stop his son? Or does Naruto have an even bigger set of balls to go out there and put a stop to his son as well? Because one of the core problems and conflicts that you saw early on in the Boruto manga was the fact that Naruto was struggling with this responsibility as both a Hokage as well as being a father. And when you go back to Naruto chapter 700, one of the things that Naruto tells Boruto is he says, at the end of the day, I'm a Hokage before I'm a father. You have to understand that. And so now that Boruto's reached the status of being a village level threat, this could be a really good source of conflict right here. This could be a really, really good source of conflict, not just for Boruto, but also for his father, because like Boruto said early on, he said that the story of the boy who wanted to become Hokage, that story is over. But for the early part of the story, my father plays a role in the early parts of my story. And so we're still technically, I guess, in the early part of Boruto's story, because we hadn't actually hit that time skip, but that remains to be seen. However, I could see a scenario to where if they are kind of depowering Naruto in this way, this could be one hell of a way to actually send him off before you have Kawaki literally send him somewhere, which more than likely looks like it's going to be a separate dimension. But the fact is that you have an opportunity to where Boruto, as he walks down his path of wanting to become a ninja that supports the Hokage from the shadows, as he walks down this path, he's gonna have to understand what sacrifice truly means. One way for him to truly understand what sacrifice means is to sacrifice his own happiness to leave the village in order to protect Konoha. That could be something that works. That could be something that actually works there, because Boruto right now is too dangerous to be left inside of the village. The only thing is if they go that route and Boruto goes on that rampage, whoever Boruto either kills, which, I mean, that'd be dark if Boruto killed, but if Boruto kills or Boruto severely injures, it's gotta be somebody of significance. So it can't be like the random classmate. You can't have Dinky just make his manga debut and Boruto smacks him around. We haven't really seen him in the manga. It has to be somebody that Boruto has genuine history with. And so I think you could have a scenario to where maybe you have it where Boruto accidentally injures, I don't know, Mitsuki, because Orochimaru can just patch him up. Or maybe if you go the route that Kishimoto did, where Naruto lost control and Sarada ends up playing the exact same role that Sakura did when Naruto lost control. Maybe that's something that you play with right there. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about having a scenario to where Boruto is basically unleashed inside of the Hidden Leaf Village and just having that constant threat of him being Konoha's version of Gaara, early part 1 of Gaara? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.